Where would you start if you wanted to purchase a foreclosed property or pre-foreclosure? I would start on Propstream. So I haven't talked about this in a couple of weeks, but Propstream, here is my link to a free trial of Propstream. It's like 90 something dollars per month after your 7-day free trial that you can get with this link. I'll put that in the chat as well. But from there, that makes it really easy to look at the pre-foreclosures or the active foreclosure listings in any area that you are interested in investing in. I think from there, you can utilize PropStream to also very quickly look at the comparable sales in the area and figure out if it is a property worth pursuing. So I'm a huge fan of that software. If you wanted to circumvent that software, then what I would do is I would type in whatever county you want to. So Dayton, where I'm at, it is in Montgomery County. I would type in like Montgomery County, Ohio, sheriff sales. And if that doesn't pull up anything, I would type in Montgomery County, Ohio, foreclosed homes. And I would just kind of follow the links until you find an active list that the county is maintaining of all the properties that are currently in the foreclosure process. Now, depending on how in-depth you want to get in this quote unquote pre-foreclosure process, I would also kind of try and find some investors in the area, learn how to operate your recorder or your county clerks or auditors websites, figure out how you can do a lot of your own research. Again, this is in lieu of PropStream. But if you have the ability to pay $100 per month for PropStream, you would be able to research a significant amount more of properties in far fewer amount of time. That was one of the worst constructed sentences that I have put forth in this live stream in quite some time. But I think you understand what I'm attempting to say. So save a lot of time, use PropStream. Don't want to save time. If you want to be more thorough, then learn how to work your county recorder, your clerk of courts, and your auditor's website, and also figure out where they keep the listing of their active foreclosures. Now, I would also say that you should, if you are interested in doing foreclosed properties at any level of scale, then you should also figure out a couple of different exit strategies for yourself and familiarize yourself with the laws pertaining to being on properties that don't belong to you. Foreclosed properties, nobody has the ability, unless the foreclosure has already occurred, to give you permission to walk on those properties or do anything similar. So make sure that you are not breaking any laws. Do not enter properties that you don't have permission to. And then figure out how you plan on financing it. Some people that want to take down a lot of foreclosures use lines of credits. They have private lenders lined up. Banks are not a fan of financing foreclosed properties because the interior of that property is a massive question mark. If you don't have access to the interior of the house, then you have no idea what your rehab budget is going to be. You could be completely upside down. It might not be a good deal at all. You could see that a property is listed for $50,000. That's the winning bid. And the property might be worth, 80, 90, 100, 150,000. But if it's got no floor or no interior at all, then you buy the shell of a house, then you likely are not going to be able to fix that property up for the amount of money that you're going to have into it and make it worth anyone's time. So because of that, banks are generally pretty leery. Even hard money lenders are pretty leery on lending on foreclosed properties without access to the interior. Now, depending on where you're at in the pre-foreclosure process, you might have access to the interior. If the foreclosure has already occurred and the bank or some county entity is now the owner of this property, then you might have access to the interior, in which case you would be able to get traditional financing, or not necessarily like the long-term financing, but like private lender, hard money lenders, or these fix and flip type loans on those properties. So knowing your exit strategy, knowing your ability to finance, having a good team of different contractors in place that will help you take those down after you acquire them. These are all things that I would consider when I'm looking at buying a foreclosed property if I were interested in making any type of business model around it. If you're going to use a line of credit to finance these, I would just be mindful that historically, since lines of credits are short-term debt instruments, then in the event of a downturn or any sort of correction, lines of credits are generally one of the first things to get called and to want to be paid back in full. So be mindful of that. And of course, I'm talking about the commercial short-term debt line of credit products, not the homeowner or home equity line of credit product. If you're a home equity line of credit, then I do not think that that is one of the things that regularly get called in the event of a downturn. And I think generally those comes with significantly longer terms where there's like a 10-year borrowing and then some other year payback period. So the lines of credits that I'm speaking of are the ones that are renewable on an annual basis. One where the bank has to re-examine your personal finances and evaluate every 12 months whether or not they want to re-extend those lines of credits. Thanks for watching that clip. I thought that was a good question. And I think you can ask good questions too. Join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream Q&A where we answer plenty of questions just like this one. In the meantime, consider subscribing to the channel if you want more of this content. And if you want to increase your deal flow, analyze properties better, and help me feed my family, click the link below for a free 7-day trial of Propstream.